So here we want to deposit $2,000 in an account, earning 7% interest compounded monthly. How much will you have in the account in 10 years? So we want to find the future value. So we have a couple ways to do that. We have this standard formula here for compound interest, and we have the spreadsheet formula down here. Just have to identify what the values we need. So our principal present value, that is the 2,000. And we want to know how much we will have, so we don't have F. 7%, so that's R, and we want that as a decimal, so percent is out of 100, so that would be 7/100ths. And compounded monthly, so that's our N equals 12 times per year, because it's 12 months in a year, and T would be 10. So for the standard compound interest formula, we're going to have 2,000 times 1 plus our 7/100ths, 7% over 12, because we're getting interest monthly, and then the power needs to be 12 times 10. The future value formula on the spreadsheet wants to know what's the periodic rate. It wants to know the total number of periods. Put a 0 for the next spot because that's a periodic payments, which we're not making. We're making a single investment here. And then this is the initial amount or principal. And I'm putting it as a negative because negative is in the past for the future value. So let's try those on the spreadsheet. So in my spreadsheet, I already have it started. I have a note that I'm going to put my principal here, and this is going to be 2,000. A note that I'm entering my interest rate next, and that's going to be 7%. I'm just going to replace that with a 7. Periods per year, that's my N, that's going to be 12. And I want to do this for 10 years. So again, this is my P, this is my R, my N, and my T. And I've already pre-entered the formulas. Let's take a look at how I did that. So the first one, I used the future value formula, and it wants the periodic rate, so that's always R over N. Then it wants the total number of periods that are going to go by. That's always N times T, 120 here. Next number is the regular payment. Like if we were putting in $100 a month, we would put 100 there. We're not making payments here. We're just making this initial investment, that principal of 2,000, and we make it a negative. And that makes the future value positive. Other way to enter is using the standard compound interest formula where I have my principal times parentheses 1 plus R, my R in B2 over N in B3 raised to the power of parentheses, and then we have our NT. And you can just point and click for that. So let's try this over again. So I'm going to go FV for future value, and it says, hey, we have a future value command, and if you hit the question mark, it'll give you some hints like what's the rate. And here they want the periodic rate, which is R over N. And next thing they want is the number of periods, and that's total. So then I would have my N times T. And then it wants to know what's my payment amount, and this payment amount here is a periodic payment. We're not making a periodic payment. And then the last part, so that's a 0 for the periodic payment, and the last part wants my principal, but because it's in the past, the future value is in the future is the perspective here. I want to make my principal negative, and you can see it changed the answer to a positive 4,000 there. Without the negative, it's going to give me a negative 4,000 answer. I'd rather have it say positive. Close the parentheses, boom, done.